So I have just gotten back from watching Simpsons the movie, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I really liked it, but I'm a really huge Simpsons fan. The only thing I kind of didn't like was it was pretty short. Like, it was pretty much three Simpsons episodes. A lot like what they did with Family Guy the movie, and sometimes it kind of feels like a ripoff, I guess, but I watched it and I really liked it a lot, and I'll probably buy the DVD when it comes out. Uh, One thing I did notice was there were two previews at the beginning. One was for Alvin and the Chipmunks, the movie, and then the other one was some Dr. Seuss book that they're making a movie. The Someone Hears a Who, something about an elephant. I don't know. But it struck me that both previews featured, like, these movies are presented in CGI, which has been the big trend in Hollywood family movies like that. And I think that's kind of disappointing now that that's the only format people want to use as far as family oriented movies go. I mean, Simpsons just came out, but they're not going to make a CGI movie just out of that because, like, that franchise is still going as it is, like traditional animation, whatever. But, like, me and my friend that went to go catch it, we were talking about that, about how, like, movies nowadays, these cartoons or Disney cartoons or whatever production company, like, that makes them, do CGI, and forget what the first big CGI. Oh, I guess it was Toy Story. And since then, they kind of been running with it. But they don't make good old-fashioned 2D animation films anymore. They just kind of, I don't know. They make a big deal about every next movie that comes out, like it is the next Shrek or um, what other Incredibles? I don't know. And then, like, with them, there's a lot of crap that comes out too. There's just like these mediocre films that really get buried away. But like that one with George Clooney, Ants, and uh, Happily Never After, it just came out. I don't really watch these movies, so I really don't keep track of them. But I do watch a lot of TV, and I always see these previews coming out or whatever. But I'm a big fan of cartoons in general, like anime and like more the adult sitcom type cartoons like Simpsons and Family Guy and South Park and whatever. But like even with anime, they've really proved that you can still do a lot with classic or whatever old style like 2D drawing. Like they really stretch it out and show like movies like or TV shows like Paranoia Agent or like Ghost in the Shell and things like that. And they do integrate some CGI in it, but they don't go nuts with it, or they don't just revamp the entire series to where it's all CGI. And I don't know why, maybe it's more cost effective or something that they do it that way. And it does look cool visually sometimes, but then again, like you're not there. I don't see them going back to like traditional style cartoons like the old Fox and the Hound or some other Disney movies. I can only think of that one. Peter Pan, was that a Disney movie? Yeah, I don't know. It's like we have a bad habit, I think, of like when technology kind of evolves, we run with it and don't look back. And I don't know, there are some things that like are still perfectly fine, but just because it's out there, people want to do this like newer, supposedly better stuff. I'm a photographer, and for one, you can't tell people you're a photographer without them looking at you really leery, like you're probably just some pervert saying that, or some fucking creep that's trying to take your picture. But anyway, I'm a photographer, and I remember when digital cameras first started making it huge, and now they're really, really abundant, and like everyone gets them. And they are really good for point and shoot, but I still don't think they're the greatest for like professional use or experienced amateur use. Like, I'm still a huge supporter of film, and I like using my old film cameras, but it's getting harder and harder to get like um, good film, for one, locally, and like the Ritz camera closed down in this town, I would assume, because people just don't want to spend that kind of money on photo developing. So that was another thing that kind of detoured me from my photography for a while, just because I needed to find a place to get my pictures developed at, since I don't have a lab or anything set up in my apartment. But I don't know, it's just kind of sad to see, like, I really, really like film photography, and I think, to me, that is the best way to go, because you can stretch so much more out of film. And the convenience of digital photography, you usually end up paying the price for it, or they have to cut corners somewhere else to where you, I'd still be getting a lower quality image overall for the money I would pay for a really, really good like system, like a Nikon or a Canon or something, than I would in like a really, really good 35mm format, or system, 35mm format like system or rig or whatever. And I don't know, it just kind of sucks seeing like more and more of just us turning away from things that were pretty good, like okay or not too bad or whatever you want to call it, just because some other things are more cost effective or faster or whatever. But I don't know, it's all just what people want, I guess, or the popular vote, and like companies are getting paid, so they don't really give a damn about like that kind of value to an extent. I don't know. I think I'll still be shooting film cameras until I die, because I really don't like digital. Ironically, I'm filming this video on the only digital camera I own. So I guess that makes me kind of a sellout to an extent. Interesting.